Alex Eala ends Australian Open campaign with doubles loss. Manila, Philippines. Filipino Alexandra Eala ended her debut at the Australian Open after a first-round loss in the doubles Tuesday evening at Melbourne Park. Polish Magda Linette and Japanese Shuko Aoyama beat Eala and Brazilian partner Ingrid Martins 7-6, 3, 2-6, 6-3. Read, Alex Eala exits Australian Open singles in round 1, Swiatek, Goff advance. The world number 49 Eala lost to American Alicia Parks 6-0, 3-6, 2-6 in their first-round match on Monday. Meanwhile, Aoyama and Linette will face the winners between number 6 seeds Asia Mohammed of the United States and Erin Retief of New Zealand, and Linda Noslova of Czech Republic and Rebecca Sramkova of Slovakia. Number 2 Italian Sara Errani and Jasmine Paolini secured a second-round berth after prevailing over Briton Maya Lumsden and Chinese Jianhui Tang 6-3, 6-2 in other matches. Number 12 seeds Teresa Mihalikova of Slovakia and Olivia Nichols of United Kingdom beat Anna Bonder of Italy and Jacqueline Christian of Romania 6-3, 6-2. Olga Danilovic of Serbia and Anastasia Potapova of Austria rallied past Irina Shimanovic and Solana Sierra of Argentina 6-3, 3-6, 6-0, and American Iva Jovic and Canadian Victoria Mboko outplayed Norwegian Ulrik Eikeri and Estonian Ingrid Neal 7-5, 6-3. Read, even in defeat, Alex Eala proves she'll need a bigger court next time. Other first-round winners were Emiliana Arango of Colombia and Elsa Jokernaut of France over wildcards Ekaterina Alexandrova and Venus Williams of the US 7-6, 3, 6-4, and Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova and Danish Karla Tauson over Ukrainian Lyudmila Kichenek and American Katie Volinets 6-7, 6, 6-4, 6-4. When the court fell quiet, Alex Eala and the grace of an ending. The Australian Open has a particular way of teaching endings. It does not shout them. It does not dramatize them with finality. Instead, it lets them arrive softly, on the echo of a last volley that drifts long, or the muted applause that follows a handshake at the net. For Alex Eala, the end of her Australian Open campaign came not in solitude, but in partnership, sealed by a doubles loss that closed the chapter on her Melbourne summer. There is something fitting about that. Doubles is the most human form of tennis. It asks for trust, timing, and the humility to share both blame and brilliance. In singles, a player stands alone against the court, the crowd, and their own doubts. In doubles, the battle is shared, the emotions braided together. When Eala walked off the court after that final match, it was not just a loss she carried, but a conversation, spoken and unspoken, between two competitors who had tried to solve the same problem at the same time, under the same burning sun. The scoreboard, as it always does, told a simple story. Numbers. Things. Sets. An end. But numbers cannot explain what it means for a young athlete from the Philippines to stand on one of tennis's grandest stages and leave knowing she belongs there, even in defeat. Eala's Australian Open journey was never meant to be defined by how it ended. It was about accumulation, of experience, of resilience, of belief. Each match, whether won or lost, added a layer to her understanding of the sport's unforgiving rhythms. Doubles, especially, demands an accelerated awareness. There is less time to think, less space to retreat. Reflexes must be sharp, communication instant. In those frantic exchanges at the net, Eala was not just playing points. She was learning how to breathe under pressure, how to recover when momentum slips, how to stay present when the match threatens to run away. The loss itself unfolded like many do in Melbourne, moments of promise punctured by moments of precision from the other side. A return that clipped the tape. A poach that arrived half a second too early. A serve that found the body when space was expected. Tennis margins are cruel, especially in doubles, where one small miscalculation can undo a carefully constructed rally. When the final point ended, there was no collapse, no dramatics, only the quiet acceptance that comes from knowing you gave what you had. What lingered was not disappointment, but perspective. For Eala, this was not the closing of a door but the gentle reminder of how many remain open. She has lived much of her young career under the weight of expectation, often framed as a symbol of national pride, of future promise, of history in the making. Yet moments like this doubles loss strip away the symbolism and return her to something simpler. A tennis player still growing, still learning how to lose well. Loss, after all, is the sport's most faithful companion. Even champions lose far more matches than they win, when viewed across the span of a career. What separates those who endure from those who fade is not an absence of defeat, but an ability to carry it lightly. Watching Eala leave the court, one sensed that lightness. The understanding that this loss was not a verdict, merely a sentence in a much longer story. There is also something quietly powerful about ending a campaign in doubles. Singles glory often commands the headlines, but doubles sharpens skills that last a lifetime. Instinct, adaptability, empathy. It teaches a player to read not just the ball, but people, to sense when a partner needs encouragement, when silence is better, when belief must be borrowed because one's own supply has run low. These lessons do not vanish with a loss. They embed themselves into muscle memory and mindset alike. As the Australian Open moved on, new matches, new dramas, new champions, Eala's absence from the draw became just another line in the tournament's relentless march forward. Yet for those who watched closely, her campaign left a quieter imprint. It spoke of a player unafraid of the grind, willing to take her chances in every discipline, unembarrassed by the vulnerability that doubles exposes. In the end, the court did what it always does. It reset. Lines swept clean. Balls replaced. Silence restored. But Eala did not leave empty-handed. She carried with her the knowledge that she had stood on this stage once more, competed honestly, and walked away with her ambitions intact. Some endings are losses. Others are beginnings disguised as goodbyes. In Melbourne, under the fading applause and the wide Australian sky, Eala's doubles loss felt unmistakably like the latter.